traditional owners of the land we meet today, the Awakabu people, and pay my respects to elders past and present. And I'd also like to thank Uncle Bill Smith for his welcome to country, and was I think take Joe's point out inspiring, and I think a couple of words that really rang true for me that relate a lot to today and the work of everyone in the room, and that's knowledge and sharing. And they came through, and clearly in the conversation that Bill had with us, and I'm sure what's going to happen through today. I'd also like to pay a special thanks to Lisa Simone and the New South Wales team, and especially Norman as well here as our facilitator for the day, for the enormous amount of work that's gone into making this event function for you, and also your travel from various parts of the state to be part of this event. It really is looking to be a great learning or knowledge experience and networking and sharing experience. And I think anyone that's worked with the team here in New South Wales understand that the passion, the commitment and the energy and the expertise that our staff here have for working with local communities, and we really value the individuals and organisations that make up local communities, and it's terrific to get that chance to work at a local level, and we certainly at the ADF appreciate the ongoing support from New South Wales Health to enable us to have this direct connection into local communities. The ADF has 140 staff across the country, which is not enormous for a national organisation, but it's our ability to work with local community leaders and people who are active in this space that gives us a reach and an understanding and ability to do the work far more than we could on our own, and we appreciate that opportunity. We also at the ADF have been working with Indigenous communities for quite a few years, and even I can pick back in 2014 the Moree Boomerangs won the Good Sports Club of the Year after some work with us to reach level 3 accreditation through Good Sports, and having had significant issues prior to that. And I think that's just one example of many that we are working to try and find ways to help Indigenous communities. One of the other pieces of work we've been doing over the last 18 months is to really work on our cultural safety and respect as an organisation, and how we align more broadly as an organisation and develop through that experience. And we know we've been able to establish many great relationships and strengthen a number of relationships over the last 18 months with this work. And well, we're really excited even more recently that we've brought Kerry Clark to come into the organisation as an Indigenous advisor. And Kerry is actually here today somewhere, I'm not sure where, I can't find her, there she is. So we are actually able to use this opportunity to help continue to understand the strength of our work with Indigenous communities, and to help build the next stage of our Reconciliation Action Plan, which is an Innovate RAP that we're working towards, and Kerry's helping us build right now. So we'll take today's opportunity to help strengthen that process and generate feedback and input into that. We also look at really focus today. You'll see from Norman's earlier introduction that the focus around working with local communities to reduce alcohol and other drug harm. We have a lot of focus on collaboration and building the evidence base. And so a stronger evidence base, and actually you contribute to the evidence base, but I guess how we can help you draw off the evidence base. So one of those things, and Joe mentioned this before, is we continue to focus on building toolkits, and the liquor licensing toolkit is really, really important to us, and I'm super excited actually about the progress we've been able to make with that toolkit, the contributions that have gone into it, and the opportunities from where it is now. And so what we need is individuals and communities to stand up and actually take this and do something with it. So our challenge now is to implement it. And so what I want you to actually say is I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make a submission to a liquor licensing issue in my local community. I'm going to find one, I'm going to make one. And accept that you'll probably fail. Okay? And you'll probably fail more than once. But in failing, and if we all go out and we all fail, we'll actually be succeeding. Because in that process, we'll be starting a conversation. And we know that local community action is strong in building conversations, building public interest and changing policy. And so if we all actually commit from today, we understand how to all start working with the liquor licensing toolkit, and we move that into our work, into our community, then that will be one of the strongest and most evidence-based approaches we know we can take, as well as all of the other things that we know we're doing and are important. So today, I encourage you to be open, and be open to learning and networking, or knowledge and sharing, as Uncle Bill Smith advised us, and start the day with a view that together we can have an impact. Or even stronger than that, let's say that together we will have an impact. And ask yourself, to have an impact, what do you need to add to your toolkit? Or what can you add to someone else's toolkit? Also, is there another relationship that you can start or build further today that adds to your toolkit when you go back home? And it makes your work stronger when you're going back tomorrow than what it was yesterday. So I ask, as you then continue to use this opportunity to have the strength of the people in the room, because we're actually all here, it's not often you get to sit around amongst friends, if you like, who are all sharing a similar purpose and similar intent. So try and take the strength from today and bring that into your work so that you're motivated, you're excited, and you're more capable tomorrow when you're back out. And the next day when the challenges that are out there, and you know that we'll deal with them, when you're out there that you're experiencing those challenges, that you can take this strength and leverage off this strength. And so will it come from someone that presents today? Will it come from something that you actually sitting beside you, someone sitting beside you? Will it come from that person that's sitting beside you today? Or will it actually come from a new perspective that you'll have just by sharing your good work, sharing your excitement, your passion? Will that actually add to the strength that you go back home with after today? So just in closing, I'd just like to say, I'm going to draw on one of my favourite quotes, which is to think global but act local. And in this conference, we might not be, it's a statewide conference, it might not be national, but if we all go out after today and we all continue to work and strengthen our work and work together across communities, understanding issues across communities, but acting locally, when we come back for our next conference, could we actually be able to come back and say, just look what we've achieved, look what together we've achieved, and that may actually be then something that is global. So I look forward to the rest of the day and finding out what my learnings will be. I always look for at least 3 learnings that I'll take away. So I'll be sitting here looking, talking and being part of the day today to take my learnings to see what strengthens me tomorrow. And I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy that as well. So thank you all.